See you last week?
No, they could
No.
not.
Boo.
Brian.
But you can
Brian.
see him now.
Brian and I last week, all we saw was the head from Johnny Mnemonic or something like that. We couldn't decide exactly what it was, but yes. Welcome back, everyone. We are Murder Moose, part of the Slash and Cast Podcast Network.
It's in the game.
It's in the game.
It's in the game. It's in the game.
It's in Ken's ass.
It's in my ass.
Ken's ass.
Ooh.
Hi, I'm Continue.
I'm
Oh.
Rod.
Oh, wait. I got the wrong names up here. That's fun. So we'll figure that out in a sec. You're Rod and Rod's Brian?
God.
What?
I got sexy, man. Look at me.
Oh, wait. I'm Josh WRB.
You are.
Oh.
You are. Welcome
I'm
back.
back.
We're here. Brian had to pull out last minute, but
Oh,
Oh,
we're
yeah,
good.
you did. I'm
That's
sorry.
what I did last
Giggity.
night.
Hey, yo.
Man, I didn't pull out of anything last night, man. God damn it.
You just leave that shit in there and see what don't do that. Hey, for all of my smut fans who understand that it's not just smut, Onyx Storm is now out. I read it I completed it 2 days after it released. I got my special edition in. You should read it, but make sure you have a fucking character cheat sheet because whoa.
You were talking about in your stream this morning about how there's like a billion new characters
Yeah.
that nobody knew who the fuck they were, and it was
Well,
just
it's
like,
not just new characters. You've got like old characters, but you've got 2 books to pull from, and you're like, who the fuck is? What is that? What dragon is? Who do you belong to? What the fuck? There's a lot going on.
there's a lot of horny dragons.
Well, that's true. Well, oh no,
Right.
they do fuck actually. 2 of the dragons do fuck, but they don't fuck the riders, and it's not explicit.
Man,
And I'm still Rod.
sure? Are you sure?
and I'm still Brian. It's okay.
No, I know. I'm working on it.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Well, we're back. Yes, Kim
Oh,
got
wait.
her book. But I've created another monster for Kin, and that I've got her addicted to the best series ever, which is Dungeon Crawler Carl. And now
Yes.
she is fully embraced in the world of the dungeon. And
I am. I'm balls deep, and I really
And-
enjoy it. And I'm on book 2, because they're $5 on Kindle. So
yeah, there should be
Yeah.
7 books on Kindle.
yeah, $5, $5.
Oh, $5. Oh, I thought you said 5 books, and I'm like,
No, I
No.
want all of them though, like the one you got me, because
Yeah.
A, it's beautiful, and B, it's beautiful. So
Yeah. They're so those books, they're all like being re put out right now because he had put all of them out by himself,
yeah,
and he's got an actual publishing house doing it now, so they're going backwards and republishing them in hardcovers. And like, I guess if you go join his Patreon, you could get like signed books and everything like that, which is pretty cool. And yeah, it's he does a lot, man. It's like that the author's Matt Dinneman is really fucking good, and yeah, those books are incredible. And I love Princess Donut, and
I think it'd be a
Yes.
kick-ass animated series.
they're talking about doing a live action, and I'm like,
Live action could be good, but all the mobs is what worries me. I think that's where
Yeah.
you'd run into a lot of issues.
that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I don't know how you'd have enough money, and I
Yeah,
think
the
the animated,
CGI would be
yeah,
ridiculous.
I
yeah,
have
especially
no
it's
clue what you're
these-
talking about.
It's a book series called Dungeon Crawler Carl,
know.
and it's basically this. Josh, it's basically you have the Earth ends because these planets are like these aliens, like seed planets, and then they go, if you don't respond to us in a certain amount of time, we're going to take all the resources from your planet and put everyone who survives and wants to into a game show. That's an intergalactic game show where people run around like fighting monsters and shit like that, and it is wonderful. And yeah, it's a really fun series, and yeah, the writing's really good and everything. And yeah, I finished. I flew through 7 books like pretty quickly, and I'm just like, more. So he's supposedly going to do 3 more books, but I don't know when. So
There, I did it. I finally did it. Way to go.
Yay!
yay, Josh. How are you doing, you sexy man? I know Canada has been negative 8 billion degrees, so you both have been freezing to death, right?
What? No, it's like +7 right now. +8 right now.
I mean, like, for me in Fahrenheit right now, I mean, it's actually pretty warm. It's 27 Fahrenheit. But like next weekend we get back down to the normal negatives, everything.
Yeah, I have my
Yeah.
window open right now and stuff. Like I was out in a t-shirt.
I came home
Normal
and it was like
Canadian.
40 something degrees out. I'm like, damn. And I was not expecting it. But then I got stuck behind a fucking drive safe, which is the teach teenagers to drive car. And I'm like,
Fun.
stop. I know you have to be safe, but I need to get somewhere, you motherfuckers. And so that was it was a fun
That's when you
adventure.
just like ride them right off the road, like GTA style.
Teach them early.
Yeah.
I would if it wasn't like I have an almost brand new car that has barely 6,000 miles on it, and these idiot teenagers.
Miles.
I remember America. Fuck yeah. The car you got, does it in miles or kilometers? Is it like the
It's in
primary?
kilometers.
Nice.
But it
has
has
both.
yeah, it has both. So
Yeah, but you always have like which one it
bigger
picks
one.
first, right?
Yeah, the bigger one
kilometer.
is the local one. So kilometers is the big one.
You're Canadian now. How does it feel?
I'll feel a lot better once I have my actual residency and don't have to worry so much.
I mean, it won't matter if Canada's the 51st state.
Oh my God.
It's not gonna happen.
Off.
Not gonna happen.
I know it's not gonna happen, but I like to giggle and say
most of the things that Canadians are proud of is that we're not American.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Like that's like the number one thing. Like when a Canadian travels, the pride is that we're not Canadian or not American rather. Yeah. Well, it could be either.
You're like, hey, guess what? I look like an American and I kind of sound like an American, but guess what? I'm not American.
I say A way too much to be ever.
I mean, you could be from Minnesota.
I have quite a few words that I've started developing pretty hardcore Canadianisms too.
Oh yeah, you're in Saskatchewan.
I'm in Saskatchewan.
Saskatchewan.
You have the word that your capital rhymes with vagina. So I mean,
vagina. Oh my God, I love whenever you have to do anything like not professional, but like if you have to talk to business people or whatever, because they're always like Regina, and I'm like, sure, why not? Or Regina, and I'm like, yeah, you know what? That sounds good too. Like whatever.
It's
whatever
from like the Queen or freaking like Regina was like one of the. I don't know. Like Canada's like all about fucking the British Queen shit. So whatever.
I was gonna say
literally
it's not like
the British Queen. No, I'm just kidding.
It's not like fucking Canada's like that far off from like imperialistic white people, aka America. The Brits have been way more imperialistic over the last 500 years, but like here we are, and so yeah. But you guys are Canadian, so it's okay. I someday maybe I'll be Canadian as I run away because our country is being destroyed. You know what's funny? So I keep seeing all these videos about how all these places all over the world are like protesting for the United States, but then they don't cover it because all the billionaires that are controlling our social media are stopping Americans from seeing it because they don't want Americans to see it. And
yeah, I saw that too, but I've yet to see any videos. I mean, obviously, like there's the
Canada's
thing right
worse
there,
for that, by the way.
About like
blocking shit.
Oh yeah, they only want you to see local shit.
Well, didn't they try to do that with like a specific bill that was like
that's why Facebook was like, fuck you, Canada. Like we don't
Yeah, care. It was like 80% of the content that was being pushed out had to be Canadian to go like to be in Canada. Otherwise that like we're gonna have to pay like a fee, and they were trying to enforce it across the board. It was some bill that did not get passed. Did it get passed?
Yes, it did.
Oh, just kidding. Yeah.
So that's why you didn't see
it's
it.
Fuck.
So yeah.
That's why you don't see anything.
Well, I did see, and I showed this to Ken, that like your old prime minister was supposedly the love child of Castro, which I thought was an interesting thing. But he quit. Why did he quit? By the way, I thought he was all like
because before he was in power, it was like a balanced budget, and now Canada's like $68 billion in debt.
That's chump change. The
I mean,
Yeah, I
US
know,
that's
is
but
like
it was a balanced
trillion.
budget before he started. He doesn't know
Yeah.
what he's doing. He's like,
um,
yeah, I'm out. Peace."
yeah, it was funny watching videos about him and, like, how his father was supposedly really a gay man in hiding, and, like, his mother was a swinger, and they, like, were good friends with Castro, and then you start comparing pictures of him and Castro, and you go, "Oh," and I sent it to Ken one day, and he Ken, how close are those pictures? It is
They're very,
he
very
he
close.
looks a lot like Castro when that rumbling, and it's supposedly there's, like, some big secret that, like, that every Canadian knows, but I guess it's not true because Josh doesn't know, but
I don't know shit. I
so
don't care about politics. Fuck.
I
I
know.
love talking I love talking to people that are really politically driven because I don't give a fuck, and
Yeah.
it will piss them off so much because I can't be like it doesn't nothing bothers me, especially in
You
that
know,
realm. So it's like I'll just say something
you could say
stupid just to get a rise out of them.
you're non-political, and I'll try to match with you on a dating app. If you say you're conservative on a dating app, I am swiping the hell no route real fast in America, because saying you're conservative now just makes me go, "Oh, so you like Trump. Okay, you
You
fucker."
like red hats.
Yeah, you like red hats.
And not the red hat ladies.
No, not the red hat ladies.
They
The
ruined
go
it for
to
the
the
red hat ladies.
Yeah, they go to the it's the, Kentucky Derby ladies, right? They go to
Oh,
Kentucky
No, the
Derby.
red hat ladies, they do red and purple, and they do, like, fundraisers and little outings and,
oh, right.
like, group
Oh, yeah,
stuff.
okay. Yeah, I know what you're talking. I think they used to when I worked at Ruby's Tuesdays, they would come in and I would be like, "Oh, you guys are
Ruby,
like
Ruby, Ruby, Ruby.
what you guys been watching?" I know Ken's been reading her Horny Dragons, but you guys been watching anything else?
The Crown.
The Crown? The show about, like, isn't that about Diana and, like, the royal family and
The
everything
royal
like that?
family, yeah. I don't know why, I'm
Yeah.
just watching the fucking Crown. I started watching it, I'm like, "Actually, I think I'm gonna just watch this." Pretty interesting.
What's funny because you just said you don't like politics, and that's pretty political, isn't it? I mean
Yeah, but that just, like, drives the point across that I don't like it. It's like, "But I didn't know that happened. That's kinda cool, I guess." I don't know.
Yeah. Dude, in Katie's Discord last night, we watched, Tremors 2, which I
Oh,
don't think it'd been forever I seen any of those we watched the
oh,
first one
wait.
last week.
I rewatched, The Strangers.
The
Not the new
original
one.
Strangers?
What? No, the original, yeah, like, the original movie
Yeah.
that yeah.
Ooh.
Like, the
I
original's
just say
so fucking good, like, fuck. So
dude,
many things were done right in that movie. Jesus.
between that movie and then what was the other the
The
Vacancy
Purge.
that I always
Oh,
no,
Vacancy.
Vacancy with, was it, Luke Wilson and
Oh, okay, yeah. It
Kate?
always reminds me of Funny Games, the one with, like, Naomi Camp or Nev what?
Well,
Naomi?
that which was a remake of, like, a European horror
Yeah.
movie,
But,
like,
like,
that
the whole, like, premise of, like, breaking into someone's house and then just doing crazy shit to them just because,
yeah.
like, almost nothing. They're just fucked.
Dude, that movie has such a notorious, like, fucking, segment in it, though, like, kinda like that this Saint Maud does, where I already know about, like, the big problem part or not big like, the big twist of that movie is we're going to break the fourth wall and rewind like it's like it's a VHS tape or some shit like that, and I'm just like, "Oh my god." But, just like the ending of Saint Maud had been on so many YouTube videos I've seen that I knew that very end of this movie already, but still
That
did not prepare
sucks.
me for it. Yeah.
Well, this movie is,
So
like it's the slow burn it's the religious, like, tropey thing, the slow burn that leads up to the end, and if you know the end, that's kinda shit.
yeah. I still really enjoyed it. I, like, enjoyed the
Oh,
fucking,
100%.
the ride and everything like that, but,
Yeah.
yeah, let's talk about it then. Let's dive in. We're talking about Saint Maud from 2000. It says 2019. I'm not sure when it actually came out. It was one of those movies that I think came out like at
Yeah, that
festivals.
sounds right.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then
everything I saw online was 2019.
okay. But it reads as follows: a pious nurse becomes dangerously obsessed with saving the soul of her dying patient. Um,
Like my guitar
Okay.
player was like, "You gotta fucking why have you haven't watched Saint Maud yet?" And that was like, I think that's why I still never watched it, because he put it on a list, the list of well, fuck you, I'm not watching it then.
Yep.
Josh does not handle when you say he should watch
It's an
something
ADHD
like.
thing.
I don't either.
Yeah.
I don't look at how long it took to
Yeah.
be a chunky
A hunky
boy.
boy.
Yeah.
A chunky boy? You mean a hunky
Chunky boy. And how long it took for me to do Dungeon Crawler Carl.
Yeah, I mean, I had to buy you the book for your birthday, but it
Yup.
was worth it. Dude, you know what the worst thing about Throne is? That, like, you take something like that and it's just like there's, like, just $10 chucked on top of it, like, right away. It's just like, I know Throne's gotta take their part. I'm like, "You motherfuckers. You motherfuckers." I was telling Josh before we were starting this that, like, this movie tone-wise reminded me a lot of, The Stylist, but, like
With the
this didn't get
cringe horror.
Yeah, the cringe didn't get as strong as The Stylist, but, like, this
But
movie was like.
that's what adds to the slow burn and show, like, it's very A24 in its approach to, like, showcasing her inner struggle. Like, she's got, like, fucking a lot of mental health issues, and she
Yeah.
thinks she's what, like a martyr, and
A
it's
saint,
not.
yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I wanted to say, because I wanted to take you guys' point on this before I forget, and don't forget to mention it. I have a theory that during this entire movie, she has a brain tumor, and the brain tumor is what really fucks with her, because the scene where she's like like gotten nosebleed and shit like that, and like whatever, it made me think that she might have like a brain tumor that was fucking with her head, and that's why she was seeing shit.
I love that. I love visually how they were able to tell the story through her perception, like showing, like, is this really happening? Is this a divine thing that's like part of her mission, or is it? I think it showcases more clearly, like, okay, this is reality and this is her reality at the end. Whereas, like, before that, throughout the movie, you're like, wait a second, maybe there is something to this, and she's gonna, obviously it's a horror movie, she's gonna do something fucking crazy with it, but the imagery was like, it was subtle, but like it was A24 class on keeping you still like engaged and with a slow burn. Like, it's again that perfect length for me. Like, if it was any longer and slower of a burn, like fucking Mustache Penis, I would be like, fuck off, get out of here. This one works because they chopped probably that whole Mustache Penis off, that 1 hour length, and made it an hour and a half, and it's a perfect like length for something to really rely on it being the end of the movie that is the payoff, and it's like, oh dude, yeah, pays off.
They
great.
don't even hit an hour and a half. This is an hour and 24 minutes. They don't even like fight to get to an hour and 30 minutes. They're just like,
I like that you said it reminded you of The Stylist, because I didn't go there. I was like, this is a really reminiscent for me of like Immaculate, in the like, there wasn't a lot that went on, and it pays off at the end, and it's the religious horror tropey like thing like that. So I kept thinking, man, I just want to see Sweeney Todd's boobs again. But then I remember
Sweeney Todd is Johnny Depp. So you want to see Johnny Depp's boobs?
Yeah, Sydney Sweeney. What's her name? Is that her name?
Yeah, Sydney Sweeney. You said Sweeney Todd though, and so I'm just thinking like, I'm gonna. Josh wants people turning it into meat pies, and then like done all these things. I did laugh because Kin messaged us like on, was that me or the group chat? She's like, I know what. Yeah, she's like, I know why you guys wanted to watch this. Me to watch this. I'm like, oh yeah, this movie.
I was watching it at the same time as you, so I was like, "Oh shit!" And I looked and saw where you were in the movie, like, because I could see who's watching. I was like, "Oh, she's right at the end." Okay, like,
my thing with this, there were quite a few things. Like, I'm just gonna dive in really fast. This is another one of the movies that really fucked with me, because you mentioned a brain tumor. I think from what I've gathered and from after reading some stuff from the director and the writer and everything, It was apparently initially written, like, inspired by a nurse that had severe PTSD who was working in an ICU ward, because the patient, and you'll see this is very reminiscent from the movie, a patient
Yeah.
had open heart surgery or some type of surgery, and he went into cardiac arrest. She went over to do chest compressions and broke through and crushed, just like in the movie.
No
So he had
way.
told that from a real life experience that a friend of his had told him about. And so for me, what it felt like is someone suffering with PTSD that gets pushed into some type of schizophrenic break just based on, like, a
Yeah.
lot of the stuff that she does.
Yeah.
There's a lot of weird impulse stuff going on. It just all, like, it felt very much mental health-ish.
Yeah.
There were, like, little things that I really liked as far as, like, there wasn't, like, a ton of gore up until towards the end. There wasn't, like, a lot of, like, there was just, like, bits and pieces, but I loved there were instances where, like, her eyes would get really, like, distortedly big or whatever, like, that was cool.
Yeah.
Um, I do find it very interesting that it feels like anytime like, anytime someone starts to go over the deep end, like, not always, it just feels like anytime somebody starts to go over the deep end with, like, some type of mental disorder, they, like, rush towards religion, and I
Yeah.
kind of wonder if it's just the only thing that their brain can, like, truly comprehend as to what they're seeing or feeling or whatever, like, because
Yeah.
that's what we grew up with, but I don't know, it was like I said, it was really interesting just listening to what he had to say about the inspiration for it, and,
Yeah.
there was also yeah, that was basically the big one for me.
Yeah. Dude,
I feel like
I love how
they
they
oh, sorry, go on.
I was gonna say, I love how that opening scene with her just, like, covered in blood is, like, so dark and you don't know what the fuck is happening, and then you get cut back to it and you kind of figure out slowly up until the scene with the chubby guy, the 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 sexy, non-sexy time when she's fucking him and you kinda see, like, her hands go through and you're just like, "What the fuck?" And it's like, I think the PTSD is a real legitimate thing, like, I think why my reason went to, like, with you hear about people with brain tumors getting visual, like, distortions and shit like that, and like I said, her nose starts bleeding, and I was like, "I wonder if that's, like, a brain tumor." That's kinda why I went there, but, like, it's that perspective, Kin, like, Kin, you fought with your own, like, bipolar and everything all these years, so you have that, like, thing where we've done things like Pearl, I know hit you hard because of, like, that shit and, like, what they treated mental illness like in the back. I mean, it's not like we treat mental illness that much better, but we do treat it, and it's not like you don't get, like, burned at the stake or whatever that's, like, that happens, but, like,
It's
it
the
is,
same
like
concept, like, that was my concern with this one again. It was another movie with someone obviously going through some psychological break that
yeah,
people kept pushing off or being like, "Oh, she's kinda weird," or, "Oh, whatever," until it was too late.
yeah,
So but I mean, yeah, a brain tumor absolutely could have been a thing.
I
yeah.
felt it was more definitely, like, in her head type thing because she was clinging on so heavily to her religious piece to, like, almost try and keep her sanity, and it was the
Mhm.
only thing justifying all of her actions was
Yeah,
and, you see that in, like, religious fanatics, it's just their everything, and they use it as an excuse to be crazy, and this one, like,
yeah,
I love how it was just showing, like, everything around her is gray and, like, the A24 classic, like, they almost didn't color grade it, and I always love when it works for the movie when it's like that, and they just left it all, like, full log footage looking and, like, just really
yeah,
milky gray, but then, like, at the end when it switches to, like, the payoff and everything is, like, super saturated and vibrant and everything, it just that again, it adds to, like, the payoff of what we were all waiting for this whole time, and it's like, "Holy shit."
yeah.
She's
Dude, I
like,
mean, it's
"Look,
the first
everyone's
time that
bowing to me," but everyone's like, "Ah!" Like, "Holy shit!"
Dude, what I love about that whole scene is that, like, as you see her, like, doing it and you hear people going, "Dude, watch this, like, lady," and, like, it's between that and the final confrontation with Amanda, the lady she took care of who was, like who that's the scene where you just go, "Is it schizophrenia? Is it, like, something," like, because she starts talking to her like she's possessed, and it's that thing of, I I don't know what is wrong, but something's wrong, it's not like, maybe she is being talked to by God, like, I don't think anyone, I mean,
It
it's
was by Rod.
questionable, really. I'm not God for anything, I'm just Rod, but um, and also, let's talk about the scene that made me cringe real hard, that, like, even more than the end scene, is when she puts the fucking tacks in her shoe,
Oh,
and
yeah.
she fucking when she crunches down her foot on it, I'm just like,
That was good acting.
Yeah. Yeah.
because
It's
I
cool
don't know
how
about
a bedsheet can look so religious.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
I
I
mean, think
will
about it. Go, Ken.
I was gonna say, like, with her stepping on that tack board in her shoe, all I could think was, I know how bad feet bleed. Like, that shoe had to just be flooded, which it didn't show it, being flooded, but, like, if it was real, that shoe would have been flooded.
I think you see blood, though, in the shoes, like, when she's walking down the street, it'd be like
Mm,
you can kinda see blood, but, like, it is just, like, they kind of, like, add
Blood.
that, like, it feels like a crunchy noise, it's like, crunch, and it's just like, I
Yeah, but once it's
it
in there, wouldn't it kinda, like, plug it up for the most part?
maybe.
Like, it's
I just
in
but
know
yeah,
there.
that one time I
It's not gonna
stepped on a roofing nail, or a roofing
like
staple,
Home
and my
Alone
foot did
sounds?
not stop bleeding.
But that's one, like, this is a whole bunch. Like, when you
Yeah,
step on, like, a bed of nails, you're like, "No, wait, I'm not dead, and it didn't kill me, and I don't know what's going on."
I'm
I
not
think
dead.
the thing with that is, like, you have even like, there's way more concentrated nails, like, so you don't have, like, any space to not go down on it, that sounded dirty, go down on it, giggity, um, but man, that scene, I was just like, because it's I don't like, that's one of the things about, like, Ken, with all the, like,
That's such a
all the
I being off from the show and coming back, Rod making that sound, that's just, like, for some reason, that's just what I remember from, like, doing this show. It was, like, Rod explaining something with a it's just one of those things. I'm like, "Oh, yeah."
dude, I have to tell you guys this because it made me think about this. I matched with some chick on a dating app, and I'm like, she's like, "Oh, you have to prove to me you're funny," or something like that. And I was trying to go through all my Twitch clips to try to find something, and I'm just like, most of my clips are just me screaming or like because this is the thing, and Ken will confirm this. Like, I feel like when I'm funny, my audience is less likely to clip it. But then if I do something or get mad or something like that, oh, auto clip, clip,
Yeah.
clip, clip. It's like only highlighting when you're a shit person, not when you're like funny or when you're like, I'm funny all the time. Why are there more clips of me being funny? I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it's
It's 'cause
it's
you're not
it's one of those
funny.
things. Aw.
I'm kidding.
Aw. Then why do I have all my childhood trauma, Josh? Why? Why?
That's from your parents.
Yeah, oh, yeah. I mean, completely from my parents. Dude,
I'm
there was
just
a
like
funny reel going around, and it was like some like therapist or someone's like, "I'm taking away all your trauma," and this guy goes, "No, give it back. My mom gave that to me." I was oh, oh, it hurts. It hurts so bad. It feels so real. It feels so
Funny.
real. Uh, um, also, I thought there was an interesting thing that there was like a character break once, like, if you find out later in the movie that her name is actually Katie,
Mhm.
and she switches to Maud after, like, she finds religion, and it's like, I mean, you think about it, you know how often people find religion once they, like, are on death row, right? Like, they, like, because of they've done these horrible things or a lot of the time, and so they find God as, like, because it's that, "What do I do, and what does these things I did mean after this life," right? And, like,
Mhm.
it's like she's struggling with that, and it goes back to Ken talking about the PTSD, and you're just like, "Fuck, man." It's just
But hers was out of,
because
like, loneliness and
no.
desperation.
No,
Like
it was completely because she murdered that or she killed that lady. That's why she broke and became Maud, and that's why she was finding Jesus. Her I think she isolated. It seemed like to me, and you guys could correct me if you disagree, that she used to have like that the other nurse she finds and, like,
the other
runs
friend.
into and was like yeah, like, it seemed like they used to go out and they used to do this and they used to do that, and then as soon as that happened, she became Maude. She quit or got fired or like, they don't really like, lady said that it wasn't her fault, but, like and then she isolated and put herself in this, like, bare bones living place. Dude, that place, let alone the yellow pea walls and everything that she lived in, and then they just do such a good job of going, "Oh, this place is miserable because you have, like, babies screaming, and you have, like you're like, "Oh, this is
Instantly.
fucking" yeah, and it's just like, and it seems like she just did that and, like, isolated herself and was trying to become like how, like, religious people sell all their possessions and do all this stuff and, like, dedicate to God and kinda what she was doing, right? So that's how I took it, but, like, maybe you're right, Josh, maybe she was lonely and that's why, like but then
Well, it
did she
showed it. It
isolate
through
her
like, that's obviously it starts off with that, but then because she's so isolated and then all that stuff, that's where it starts, like, compounding and adding to, like, there's no voice of reason. There's just the patient that is going through her own shit and is, like, perpetuating these other, like, negative thoughts in her as well, and, like, just poking her as well, like, at that party where she gets slapped. It's like she's, like, belittling her like crazy, and,
Yeah.
um, yeah, she's I don't know. She was like, she just wanted to be right, I guess, and nothing more right than
Dude,
what she I don't know.
that scene with Amanda where she stabs her is so metal because is like
Was
that
that
was a better
scissors
scene than
too?
yeah, it was like
The
scissors, it looks
stylist.
like.
Ooh,
Yeah,
the
Yeah.
it's
stylist.
very nice scissors.
Yeah, I mean, you find out throughout the movie, like, because this place takes place okay, am I the only one who's, like, a little, like, confused on where it actually took place? Because Coney Island is in Jersey, isn't it? Like, and so the everyone in this it looks like it besides the Coney Island thing, maybe it's in whatever it came across as some small coast town in England to me,
Yeah,
because
if I
everyone was
felt
Mm,
British.
I felt kinda Englishy vibes for
yeah,
sure.
it felt kinda Englishy, but, I mean, the other actors and stuff, well, wait, no, the other caregiver and the other nurse, they were very much English.
Yeah.
I
The
mean
only one who wasn't was Amanda,
yeah.
and, it's just that, like, thought process of, like, where I don't know, it was that was just I'm like, "Is there Coney Island somewhere in England?" That's what I kinda wondered and then forgot to look it up. But, like, everyone else is British. That's, like in the thing, like, there's Josh is pointing out, there's no sun in this movie until the
Mhm.
very end of the movie. A lot of it's at night, and a lot of it's, like,
That's just Canada in the
I
winter.
mean, Canada, the coast towns of England, I mean, a lot of the Midwest here. Obviously, it's
Anyone have
not
the
the Midwest,
January
but
blues? Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it is humans don't handle not getting vitamin D well.
I've
King
just
gets that
been
vitamin
taking, like,
D.
5 or 6 vitamin Ds a day now just to, like, make sure I'm getting it.
You get 6 dicks a day?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Wait.
Josh is a
Yeah, 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 yeah,
slut.
yeah, 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 yeah. There's 6 for you. Yeah, yeah.
Ugh. I it's funny because this is just another perfect example though of, like, how horror doesn't need, like much to tell a story, and like
It was missing a
even the
few
special.
dicks though, you know?
I mean, and mustaches, mustache sticks.
No, that's mustache penis.
What's the difference between mustache dick and mustache penis?
Uh, they're different.
How much you ask? Mustache? How much you dash? I'm sorry.
Or dash?
Or dash?
Mustache
DoorDash
penis
the
is just
dick.
terrible. Like, I don't ever wanna I don't
No,
know.
I need
It's just not
I
good.
need Kin to watch Nosferatu and tell me she likes it, because like Josh is the only one that I know that hated the movie. But
Yeah. And
like
I'm gonna, like I love that I hate it because I'm
yeah.
like, "How the fuck do you like that movie?" It just yes, there are some redeeming qualities to it, but I like being on the other side because 'cause I'm not usually, and when I
Dude,
am, I'm really on the other side because
dude,
it's
you
pissing
you
people
don't
off, so it just makes me so much happier.
I I think if you knew how bad the 1979 version is, you would understand. Like you
I
would
love
understand the
My
pain
friend
that
back
Kin.
home loves the 1979 version and is like, "Oh, it's so good. It's a masterpiece. Like, why how could you not like it?" And I'm like, "I don't know, because I have taste." Like, oh, fuck, I hate that movie.
just
Ugh,
just tell him to suck your dick, like, that's it.
Suck my dick.
Yeah.
suck my giant penis. As Katie calls it, her spirit penis, because she's a late she's a lady. Lady. So you have a spirit penis to show others that you can thrust in their faces. But
Can
yeah,
I
this is
just
another
say,
movie that
side note, it really bothers me when people say movies like this aren't horror. Like one of the reviews was like, "This is not a horror film. This is a drama." No, bitch. Like it's a horror film. Like you're emotionally, it's atmospheric horror, it's mental
yeah.
horror, it's not oh, well, their interpretation of horror films is lots of scary frights and jumps. So,
But
never mind.
I mean, but that's like
That's like
just
one
because
style of horror. Like
Yeah,
there's
what a loser.
it's like saying there isn't over 150 subgenres of metal. And if you don't think that, I got ChatGPT to make that list for me. There's definitely well over 150 different subgenres of metal. So that also works the same way for horror. And that guy can suck my dick.
dude, that's the thing, right? It's like when people get mad, like that. I had people go, "Yeah, Aliens isn't horror," and I'm like, "Okay, maybe Aliens is less horror, but it has horror elements, and that means that it
It's
is
sci-fi
horror."
horror.
Like, yeah,
It's
like
it's
I don't get why. This is what I don't understand, and I know people love categorizing things. It's like part of the human condition, right? But like that's like
yeah, but they're all
going,
spectrum, so whatever.
yeah. I mean, it's like the people that
So are
go,
we. By
I
the
mean,
way.
yeah, I mean, we're all neurodivergent as shit. It's like when people are like, "Silence of the Lambs isn't horror,"
Oh
or
my god.
Seven isn't horror," or it's just like, why are you so like this? That's the thing, man. Like horror.
They're just
Josh talks
mustache
about metal.
penising you.
But it's like, it's why are there so many gatekeepers in this world that like don't want other people to just enjoy things? It's like you enjoying something or not enjoying something doesn't prevent like Kin liking Gangbang Number 9 doesn't mean that Josh has to like Gangbang Number 9. It's like it
It's my
doesn't
favorite one though. So fuck you,
I
Rod.
don't know, I thought 10 was better, but
But that's the thing. It's like why like, and
No,
also
odd
the
numbers
last
only.
the last 15 minutes of this movie is as horror-y as you get. Like, and like I I don't know any you stab a dying 50-year-old dying woman who's dying of cancer, like, in the throat with a pair of scissors after she's, like, turned into the devil, whether regardless of it happening or not, like, of the obviously, that doesn't really happen, but, like,
The unreliable
and the
narrator.
yeah. Well, I mean, I it
That's
I have
Rod.
to say, I mean, I'm as unreliable as they come, let's be real, but, like, you that end scene where she, like, goes to the beach and pours the acetone on herself. I told Kim this morning, I was like, "Can't," she's like, "I'm gonna jump in front of the car if something happens." And I go, "Why don't you just go to the beach and pour acetone on yourself, Kim?" And she was like, "Huh?" I'm like, "The
There
movie
were
we
like
just watched."
17 conversations going on at once, okay? Like, I'm lucky I know where I am 90% of the time.
Canada.
Like, we had one group talking about the political state, and government spending, and then I had somebody else telling me a story about how he had a dream about being a gnome in a bar and pulling his penis out, and he had wet beard pubes at the same time, and I'm playing the game. Half the time, I don't know what the hell is going on, so when Rod's like, "Yeah, just pour acetone on yourself," I was like, "The fuck?"
I was just trying to make.
He was trying. He was trying. Okay.
I tried very hard and it didn't work.
You did great.
I stumbled and hit my face like right on the ground, and it was a bad thing. But no, like the ending of this movie where like she starts seeing the angel wings, which by the way, they kind of look like, was that the only one who kind of thought they looked like butterfly wings? Like they were like weird. They did.
I thought like but no, I thought the stuff was like the special effects stuff. It was consistent. Like as an art director, I like when they choose a direction and then everything they do in it stays very much in that art direction. And like I liked that it was kind of stylized, and like my favorite part of the last movie we saw at Wolfman was those scenes where they went back and forth and showed each perspective. And I felt like this movie was doing kind of similar things where it was like, oh, it was showing from her perspective, like with some CGI in like a really classy, not over the top way, but still like out of this world things were kind of happening. Like the swirls were just like, it was a classy touch, but it was enough to like make it like, oh wow, there's like actual special effects going on right now. And it's like, it looks, I enjoyed that.
Dude, I recently watched the last Godzilla X Kong movie, and I'm just like, it's like the whole thing where when 99% of the movie is just CG, it's just like I start bouncing off of it real hard. And that movie wasn't bad. It just was forgettable. Like it didn't have like I did really like Dan Stevens in that movie because I always really like Dan Stevens.
Oh, the Kong one?
Yeah,
fuck. I couldn't do it.
The one where
I started it and was like, this is no. Cause like I went and saw the Godzilla, whatever, the actual Japanese one, and it was so fucking good. Like so fucking good. Oh, dude, watch it. It's so cool. Like to see.
I feel like there's something wrong with me because I don't really like Godzilla movies.
That doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. They're not. Most of those movies are just big dumb adventure movies, and like if you don't like the
well, no, but knowing that it was like an indie movie that had like hardly any budget, and then seeing what they were able to accomplish, but also making it foreign, like making it actually like Japanese and it being subtitled adds to the experience for me. Like when it's such a spectacle and Warner Brothers just goes so over the top and doesn't care about making things not cringe. Like Warner Brothers is the fucking worst for cringe shit. Actually, no, Sony's way worse. What am I talking about? Sony's the fucking worst.
I was gonna say, Sony made Morbin Time and Madam. I still haven't watched Madam Web or Craven. But
it's hilarious. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Actually, Craven, it like Venom was the worst. The last Venom was fucking terrible, and honestly, Craven is really bad, but it was better than Venom. Dude, in my eyes.
And I just want to see Craven for Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Yeah, he looked great. Yeah.
I just want to stare at him for a while.
Yeah, he's got a great fucking body.
He's got those cum gutters that we keep talking about here. That
you're the only one. You're the only one. That's
his mom's age.
Dude,
oh yeah,
his wife totally groomed him.
Fuck out of him.
Yeah, she groomed him to shit.
To shit.
I mean, it's the thing, man. If it was the other way around, the dude's so creepy, and it's just like, and he is, but like I think more people are calling women out for doing that shit.
Oh yeah, they're calling her out for it.
Yeah,
which is good because
they all want him.
17. He was like
Fuck
16,
you,
17
bitch.
years old, and she was like
I'm taking
40.
him.
Yeah. Man, I I was just like I have to say, like the conclusion, this final scene in this movie where we kind of talked about it, but we didn't go fully into it, where she goes on the beach, pours acetone on herself, and then lights herself on fire is like
Spoiler,
one of the
gee.
cooler shots. We've already been spoiling everything, Josh.
Just
is
fucking
one of the,
with you, man.
is one I know. It's one of those cooler shots though, like, or I'm like, this is like you were talking about, Josh, like they use classy CG where it's like it just it accents the film, and and obviously you can't have angel wings coming out and on a real person, and you can't like really set someone on fire. I mean, you can set someone on fire if they're can hotter, but like this is just like it's such a cool like it's just everything where A24 doesn't like they don't hit 100%, but like they've been like really good at like over the
Is
years it just constraint. Constraint is the thing that A24 is pretty good at, right? And
well, in the
it
like horror
is
realm
as
and
they
like
try.
this indie realm, this is so perfectly A24 in the way they are able to
Yeah.
keep movies like A24.
Yeah, and I think that I feel like this movie hasn't gotten enough talk in the American horror circuit. I think it got more in British horror circuit because the website that always talks about it that I or the YouTube channel is What Culture, and they have their whole horror channel, and they talk about this movie a lot, which is where I've known about the ending. But like, I think that like it doesn't seem like this movie got nearly as much as attention as it should have when it came out. You know, can did you
Well, from
find?
my
I mean,
guitar
besides,
player, it did.
Anything about it.
yeah.
Sorry, what?
Did you find any more cool stuff about this besides like the what you told us earlier, like the like it was inspired by a true story kind of thing?
Not really. I can flip back through, but that was the only thing that really stood out to me.
Yeah.
There was like, yeah, no.
So I'm looking at what this director has done.
Oh,
She
it
has
was
done
filmed in Scarborough and in London. So
okay.
you guys were asking about that earlier.
She did last year did Love Lies Bleeding, which was the Kristen
That's
Stewart
great.
lesbian like
It was so
bodybuilder
good.
movie. What I haven't seen it, but I've heard
Oh,
really good things about.
dude, it's great. You'll love it.
Is that a thriller kind of movie?
Yeah.
So
That one
it
feels
looks
like
like
A24. Oh, I think it is A24, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, it's like very A24. I love.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
looks
that
like
movie was great.
A24.
I don't
Oh,
see A24 on the poster. Oh, it is. Okay, I do. It's A24.
I think both of you would
But
really enjoy that one.
yeah, I think I'd spend on my list a little bit. This is this is her first actual directing of a full length feature length film. The rest of her stuff was shorts. So that's even more impressive. The first time she wrote a whole movie and she knew when to cut it off. She didn't even run 90 minutes. She went like 80 something
Well, if you're
minutes.
coming from a shorts world, then it kind of makes sense to make something that's like not too lengthy.
Yeah, but like I mean, how many times have we talked about stuff where it was started with a short and then they turn it into a feature length and have to pull out the content because it doesn't really meet 90 minutes? You know what I mean? Like that was like I know Josh's favorite movie of last year, Night Swim, was one of those short movies that they turned into a like a feature length. And we didn't hate it. We
That's my
didn't love it, but we
identifier
didn't hate
now
it.
because I didn't hate
No,
it.
no, you did hate it, but no,
I didn't.
I don't know.
I didn't hate it. I didn't love it, but I definitely didn't hate it.
Yeah, we didn't hate it either. We thought it was like it was good gateway horror. But it's that thing where like, yeah, where you take these concepts or you take these things where people aren't used to. It's like when they turned Aqua Teen Hunger Force into a full length movie. And I'm
Ugh.
like, no, this doesn't work. And it didn't
Yeah.
work. And I love Aqua Teen Hunger Force, but like you take 11-minute episodes and you make it
Still?
90 minutes. Yeah. I mean, they made a movie, right? And yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I know. I went in theaters and saw it and was like, it's good enough. But like, I haven't even thought about Aqua Teen Hunger Force in like over a decade. So I don't know.
Yeah. I just thought of it because I'm thinking of what I'm talking about with, like, short stuff. Um, I just it's always I love seeing women come into, like, women directors doing their, like, because this is completely a woman's story, right? There's barely any men in this. It's just basically the dude who bangs Amanda and then the guy she bangs, kind of like it's very much a woman's story. And like, do you feel like it's like a woman's story, like as a
Was
woman
she a
watching horror
woman?
movies?
I didn't really put that together, like, that wasn't something I thought about, but yeah, I guess.
I'm just asking because I'm thinking about it, like, as I didn't know the director was a woman and writer was she wrote it too, and then just like as you go over everything, I'm just like, it's something I kind of noticed as we're talking about it. But like, I mean, as we had like The Substance last year and another woman director who's done really cool shit. Like
Do you think
you've
she's going to
seen
win
these.
Best Actress? I believe she's going to win it.
I don't know who she's up against, but
It's like it's a shoe in for her.
I hope so, man. I hope so. Did you
And
watch
her
The
speech
Substance
was
yet?
so good at the Globes. I'm like, yeah, she's deserving of it this year. She
Yeah.
went there and she fucking she killed it. She killed it so good.
Ken, you need to watch The Substance so you can tell us how much you love it. Uh Man, I think though
It's
that like
fucking well
I
done.
really yeah. It's a wild movie. Like it's one of those movies where you don't the
It's
less you
so
know, the better it is.
But
But
because
it's
we're ADHD, well, and I love that I went in absolutely not knowing that it even had horror roots to it. I just saw the
yeah.
poster, thought it was going to be crazy in your face, and it was. And it's very ADHD, like positive, I guess, where
Yeah.
there's so much going on that you're just like, yeah. And then you're entertained and it's in your face and the colors are vibrant and the music is like booming. And I'm just like, this is great. Like, yes. Entertain me. Entertain me.
Entertain me. I mean,
That's why I gave it
yeah,
number one spot, right? That was my top movie of the
yeah.
year.
I mean, it was number 2 for like whatever, but yeah, I really
Number
such
two.
a cool movie. You're number 2, Josh. You're number 2. I was looking at something because I knew what I kinda wanna watch next week, and more kind of, semi-religious horror, but and I found it. Uh,
Why
I love
religious?
ge I mean, it's not it is, but it isn't kinda thing. There are religious aspects of this film, but yeah,
When does
it's
the bear, is it the bear? When is the bear? No. Yeah. No, the monkey. When does the monkey come out?
Ooh.
I don't know.
I will be, uh oops, no, not the
February
monkeys.
21st.
I will be in the States, so I'll be able to do that one.
Oh, I can't wait to
Nice.
see the monkey. It looks fucking
Dude, it's
great.
Osgood Perkins again,
I
who
know.
again, Longlegs completely overrated, but that was mostly because people wouldn't shut up about how good it was and, like, how it's the scariest movie ever.
And Hard Eyes is a week or maybe 2 weeks before the monkey.
Yeah,
So,
it's the 7th.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
S What
sweet.
I wanna watch next week, though, is called Apostle, which is a Netflix horror film
Ooh.
starring Dan Stevens, and we're going and has one of the gnarliest murder scenes I've ever seen in a horror movie, and it's a cult movie from, like, the 1800s or early 1900s, and Ken, I think you will very much like this. It reads as follows: 1905, a drifter on a dangerous mission to rescue his kidnapped sister tangles with a sinister religious cult on an isolated island.
And
Oh.
it's 19 or 2018.
Yep, yep. This movie, like, I saw on dude, I was laughing because I was like, we were in Katie's Discord last night, we were watching, The Last Night at the Museum. Oh, actually, it's not the last, but the third night in the museum movie, and Dan Stevens was in it. I was like, "Oh, he's gonna be a douche," because he's always a douche, and, like, he's finally starting to get non-douche parts in, in the Kong X Godzilla movie and stuff like that, but, yeah. I think that this movie is a wild ride, and I think you guys will like it. Um,
It is
but
downloaded
yeah.
for
Okay.
everyone.
I'm excited.
It is cool, dude. All I can say is that, like I said, there is a character gets murdered in this movie that is. I was like, no, no, no! Like it fucked me
He's
up.
already
I'm like,
spoiling it. He's already
Yeah,
spoiling
I
it for us.
noticed. Thanks.
Yeah,
I said
see-
it.
Yeah, you're a fucking
said it
piece
fuck-
of shit.
Thanks.
Fuck you, Rod. Fuck you, man.
Thanks.
No, I'm just kidding.
Thanks.
I didn't. Okay, you know what? Fuck you guys.
Yeah,
because I didn't tell you.
This is how you
I gotta
do
go
it.
put bread in the oven at some point.
Assholes.
No, I'm not going to say anything, but man, at the end, such a Rod thing. Man, when this
Can't
one guy
wait till
dies,
you
watch
see
out, man.
this.
He's like in a shower. I didn't say anything.
When he stabbed him really violently in the face over and over, you'll love that part. But I didn't spoil anything.
I didn't say a
Fuck
thing.
you. Fuck you both. Fuck you both. Fuck you both.
Then
You're just being called
I
out, Rod.
said-
You're just being called out.
I'm getting called out for not saying anything besides there's a death in it that's fucking gnarly as shit. That's all I said.
I didn't hear you because I knew you were going to say it again. Oh, I love it.
You motherfuckers. Motherfuckers. Ugh, God.
Yay!
Josh and
Hey,
Ken
we did it.
combined, man.
We
It like
did
bust my
it.
balls as
Rod,
hard as anyone.
we did
Yeah,
it. Ken,
We did it.
We did it. We did it. Yay!
we broke Rod again. I'm sorry. I know his
Yep.
button, and I love it. I love pushing that one, man. It's just
You
great.
do indeed. You do indeed. Okay, fuckers.
It's hey,
Okay,
Rod.
Jo-
It's because I actually love the shit out of you, man.
I know,
that
and
is
I
why.
love the shit out of you, and I know you do. So that's why I give you shit back. I'm gonna shit on your front lawn. Shit on your front lawn, Josh.
Okay.
Um.
I need the
Okay.
fertilizer anyway, so it's all good, man.
Okay, murdermoose.com. Go buy a t-shirt or something, a sweatshirt, whatever. JoshWRB.com, where you could get his sexy services, where he will peen you to death or whatever he does.
We should make a mustache penis shirt.
I mean, I made a picture of a penis with a mustache before.
Yes, but we should sell it.
Yes.
To sell it. I mean, can you sell a t-shirt with a penis on it?
You can sell whatever
I
the fuck
suppose.
you want.
Yeah.
I mean, it's true. It's true. Ken, where's all your stuff?
Twitch.tv/continue, KINTINUE. You can also just go to continue.com. I'm playing Dyson Sphere at the moment.
What happened to like all those other fun URLs?
Oh, I still have them.
Oh, well, they're more
Yeah.
fun.
stdhotel.com, stdmotel.com, onlynouns.com.
That's the best one. Only now.
Yeah. What were some of the? We had a few others. Yeah, all of those.
Yep. Go to those and
Oh,
watch. Ken. She's-
quaintaint.com.
Oh yeah.
Quaintaint. Yeah,
That
Ralph.
was my favorite.
Ralph got a bunch of them. And you can find me on Rod_Johnson on Twitch and other places like Instagram. And you can buy my book, The Death and Rebirth of a Human Heart. So go pick that up on the Amazon.
That's what
So,
just happened to Rod this episode.
Yep. Oh no, it didn't rebirth. It just died because YouTube killed me.
Oh.
We will catch you guys next week, and we'll watch Apostle, and which I could never remember the name of, and I have had to look up that movie 7 times in the last couple of days because I knew what I wanted to watch next week. You stop it, Poodle. And yeah, so Dan Stevens, Apostle, it's wonderful, and you guys, I hope you guys love it because it's a ride. Let me tell you what, and that's all I'm saying because fuck you both. Okay, guys, love you, and we'll catch you guys next week. And
Bye.
blow me, Josh, blow me.